Welcome back to the deep dive. We're jumping into some really specific source material today.
Yeah, this one's called Mancy's Wisdom, A Path to Stock Market Mastery.
Right. And what really jumps out, I think, is the goal it sets.
Oh, definitely. It's incredibly ambitious, aiming to become a, quote, top-tier professional trader.
And the age specified is, what, 23?
By 23, yeah.
Yeah.
Starting from 18, it's quite the timeline.
It really is. So our mission here is to unpack exactly how this source, Mancy's Wisdom, lays out that path. We want to look at the specific steps, the daily stuff, the rules it suggests you need to follow.
It's less a general philosophy and more like a concrete program, you know?
Exactly, a structured program.
Right.
So let's break it down. Where does it say you start?
Okay, so the path kicks off right at age 18. That's the starting line. And it requires a pretty specific daily commitment from day one.
Okay, hit us with it. What's the daily grind look like according to this?
Well, every single day, the source says you need to dedicate 1 full hour just to studying the stock market.
An hour a day.
But interestingly, it's not just study. That hour is paired with 15 minutes of mindfulness practice.
15 minutes. Mindfulness for trading. That's unexpected.
It seems so, but the source gives a reason.
Does it? Why the mindfulness?
It explicitly states it's for building discipline and patience.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it frames them as like essential skills right alongside the technical knowledge, not just nice to haves.
So the source is suggesting your mental state is just as crucial as, say, understanding charts.
That seems to be the implication, yes. Discipline and patience cultivated intentionally.
Okay, fascinating. So 1 hour study, 15 minutes mindfulness. What about the study itself, especially when you're just 18 starting out?
Right, so Mancy's Wisdom says you begin with the absolute basics, the real fundamentals.
Like what? Terminology.
Exactly.
Oh.
Learning the jargon, understanding core definitions, really mastering those essential concepts first, building that foundation.
Makes sense. You need the language before you can really understand the conversation, so to speak.
Precisely. And once you've got a handle on those basics,
Oh, yeah. Then what? More advanced stuff.
then it shifts gears into reading. But very specific reading.
How specific?
The source points to the top 10 trading books. And here's the kicker. It says you need to read each one of those 10 books at least 3 times.
Wow, okay. 3 times through each of the top 10. That's intensive.
It really is. It suggests going deep rather than broad, really absorbing the material from these key texts.
And is it just reading? Or is there more to it?
Oh, it's not passive. You need to be taking detailed notes while you read.
Okay, note taking.
And then, crucially, you have to review those notes daily.
Daily review. So, constant reinforcement.
That seems to be the idea. Read, note, review, repeat. Really hammer it home.
So you're building this deep theoretical base, this mental discipline. When does Mancy's Wisdom suggest you actually, start trading? Put money on the line.
The source says to start trading daily pretty early on in this 5-year plan.
Daily trading. Okay.
Yeah.
With what kind of capital does it say?
It does. It specifies starting with small capital, and it actually puts a number on it, 20,000.
20,000. Okay, that's very concrete for small. And what's the
Mhm.
goal when you start with that amount? Making profit right away.
Actually, no. The source is quite clear on this. It stresses that the priority should be on the process of trading itself.
The process, not the P&L.
Exactly. It's about practicing the mechanics, the decision-making, the execution, learning how to trade rather than focusing only on whether you won or lost that specific day.
That fits with the discipline and patience theme. Okay, so practice the process. Are there rules to guide that practice?
Yes, and surprisingly simple ones. Just 2 main rules are laid out.
Only 2. What are they?
Rule number 1, if any single trade hits a loss of 500, you close it, period.
A hard stop loss, 500. Non-negotiable.
Seems so. A very clear risk limit on each trade from the get-go.
Okay, that's rule 1. What's rule 2?
Rule 2, close all your trades by the last trading hour of the day.
Ah, so no overnight positions.
Apparently not, at least based on this rule. It keeps it contained to intraday, managing that specific type of risk.
So let's recap this path from Mancy's Wisdom. Start at 18, daily,
Yeah.
1 hour study, 15 minutes mindfulness.
Right. Then dive deep into the top 10 books, reading each 3 times, taking notes, reviewing daily.
Then start trading daily with $20,000. Focus purely on the process.
And follow just 2 rules.
Yeah.
Cut losses at 500 on any trade, and be flat, no open positions by the end of each day.
And the source connects all of this whole structured system, back to that initial goal.
Yes. The claim is that if you follow this consistently, the study, the mindfulness, the deep reading, the review, the rule-based small capital trading.
With consistent effort.
Right, that key phrase, consistent effort. Then achieving that status, top-tier professional trader by 23, is presented as the potential outcome, a 5-year blueprint.
It really lays it out. A system combining theory, mental training, and practical application with very clear boundaries. It suggests mastery isn't random, but a result of this kind of rigorous structure.
It does. Which brings up an interesting final thought, just based on what Mansi's wisdom presents.
Go on.
Well, you have this highly specific, quite rigid structure, right?
Yeah.
The times, the amounts, the rules. And it hinges on consistent effort for that big payoff by 23.
Yeah.
So what does that imply about consistent effort? According to the source, is it just about mechanically doing the tasks every day? Or does the wisdom suggest that consistent effort also means a certain quality of focus during the study, real presence in the mindfulness, deep engagement with the reading, and thoughtful execution in the trading, even within those rules? How does that strict routine potentially lead to the kind of adaptable mastery a top trader needs? Makes you wonder which part of that consistency the source deems most critical.